friends, guests, and adventurers of all ages. Tonight's show is for the brave, the fearless, and the dangerously curious. Witness feats of strength, daring acrobatics, and mystifying magic. Get ready to have the most astounding night of your life. Welcome to the Circus of Wayward Wonders. Welcome to Roll for Combat, Three-Ring Adventure.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat, Three-Ring Adventure. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, our gang continues to clean up the town of Aberton, and Darius continues his love affair with bacon and eggs. So this is an interesting episode, at least from a GM point of view. So every so often you will throw in some characters that are there for one reason and one reason only, and that is to harass or beat up the PCs. You might not even give them names, and you don't expect them to live past, well, one encounter. Well, this week you find out what happens when you have NPCs that you just threw into the encounter, they end up living, and then the PCs come back around and start interacting with the NPCs, and you have to figure out, okay, now what? And this actually happens more often than you might think. And so what you really got to do, at least what I do, is you got to just put yourself in the mind of those NPCs and think about, okay, what is their typical day like? That's kind of what I do. I think, okay, they get up in the morning. What do they do during the day? What are their motivations for the day? What do they like? What don't they like? And then kind of go from there. And you're going to hear a bit of that in this episode. I really don't want to spoil it, but the one thing that you are going to notice is that the motivations of NPCs are not always the same as the PCs. And this can be very frustrating, I think, for the PCs, but a few things regarding that. One, you got to know who you're playing with. If you're playing with like little kids or people that are new to role-playing, then just go with it. If the PCs want to do something kind of fun or something kind of cool, then just let them do it. But if you're playing with people who are pros, and I consider everyone here pros, then I'm not going to roll over. If the NPC really doesn't want to do what the PC is asking them to do, I'm not going to have that person roll over. I'm going to have that person fight for their beliefs because it's not in their character. And if the PC can convince the NPC to do something in such a way that they benefit from it, that they have motivation to then do it, then so be it. So you're going to hear a little bit of that in this episode. Basically, think of it this way. We have NPCs that are kind of semi-evil, or at least no good. And you have PCs who are goody two-shoes that are trying to convince these semi-bad NPCs to do something for no reason. And why would that NPC in any way, shape, or form want to do something where they don't get something out of it? And the answer is they wouldn't. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't either, and I'm not even evil. I probably wouldn't want to do something for no reason either. That's just human nature. And as a total aside, back to my GM tips and tricks section, one thing that I have taken a lot of over the years, and that is, believe it or not, playwriting and character development classes. Because you will learn a lot about character development, character motivations, writing, and so forth, and that will make you a way better GM. Because one of the big things when you're writing plays or movies or books is that you really have to get into these characters' heads and understand their motivations, their goals, their likes, their dislikes, to turn them into real characters. And those classes I think about all the time, these characters, as I try to sit down, quickly go through the checklist, and there's a lot of these checklists you can find online, of how you want these NPCs to work and react and live their lives in this world. And so many times I've seen NPCs just do whatever the PCs ask, but I don't do that, especially with this group. You know, if a PC is kind of evil, they're not just going to, decide to do something good because the PC, who's, yes, the hero and the star of the show, says for them to do it. It's not going to happen. Now, is it going to be impossible for the PC to change their mind? No. Of course not. But they're going to have to use skills or abilities or come up with motivation or money to make the NPC do what they asked them to do. Or it could even just come down to idle threats or real threats, things like that. So you're going to hear a fair amount of that in this week's episode, just in case you're curious how I handle it. And you can probably listen and hear how I'm doing it. Is that I'm really sitting there thinking, like, how would these people react? And, just think of that while you're listening to this episode. This is probably going to come up more and more often as you play games, especially as you GM games, is that you will have these, quote, one-note characters that either, on purpose or by accident become major characters in the story, and you really have to start expanding them. And that's what makes these games so much fun, because there's nothing more fun where you take a character that really was just this minor character that slowly becomes a major character that ends up being like the linchpin of the story. And for a GM, that is awesome. That is where the GM has fun, is where they go in these directions and they take characters in directions that they just didn't expect. Of course, the PCs have no idea. They'll be like, wow, that was amazing how that character started out as nothing and turned out to be like responsible for the whole plot. And you're just sitting there going, yeah, that was amazing, wasn't it? And they have no idea that none of that was expected. None of that was written, that you were just going with the flow. And that's the fun thing about being a GM, is that they always think everything you do is on purpose. So a few quick show notes. PaizoCon Online has come and gone. I record these about a week early, so I'm always sort of a week behind. So you're listening to this and you're probably going, PaizoCon was like a week and a half ago. Well, that's because I'm recording this right after PaizoCon Online. And that was surprisingly fun. Not that I was surprised, but I go to PaizoCon every year, and it really felt like PaizoCon in a lot of ways. I mean, we had the same people talking about the same materials, and the funny thing is that these seminars were much more widely attended being online than they ever are in person. Sometimes you go to these seminars and there will be like 5 people in the seminar. I don't think it's because, they want 5 people there. What ends up happening is that there's so many games going on, and these games are so long that people just can't get to the seminars. So instead they hear about it later, or they listen to the seminars on No Direction, or nowadays they listen to them on Twitch. So the live seminars I've been to sometimes have 3 people. 4 people, 5 people, and that's it. It was nice going to these online seminars and seeing hundreds of people listening to them. So in many ways, I think PaizoCon Online was more successful than the actual PaizoCon itself. As for the number of games, it was outrageous. I couldn't believe how many games. And as you know, we had our little adventure during PaizoCon with Eric Mona, and we were speaking to him before the show, and he was really surprised himself at just how unbelievably successful it was and how great the turnout was. I think everyone has, publicly said that they just couldn't believe it. And, they're seriously going to be looking at how to do this more in the future. Perhaps we have both the PaizoCon Online as well as the real PaizoCon. I imagine Gen Con's going to do it Origins. I think everyone's going to rearrange their schedules and look at this because it allows so many more people to attend. And the amount of effort to set up an online compared to live is, a billionth of the amount of work. A live con is ridiculous because of all the physicality. They set up this con in a matter of weeks. From beginning to end, it was about 6 weeks, and that's it. And I can tell you, a live con takes months and months of preparation and thousands upon thousands of hours. This, not that it was thrown together, but it was done pretty quick, and best of all, everything they set up, like all the Discord channels and all the workflows and everything, they can reuse those next year. So next year, it's even going to be faster if they do another PaizoCon Online. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see that every year. I would think it's probably going to go a little differently. I don't think it's going to be exactly the same weekend as Paizo. Maybe they do PaizoCon in May like normal, and they do PaizoCon Online maybe around the holidays or, around December or November. but I guess we'll find out more in the future. But I loved it. I thought it was really fun. It was just nice seeing everyone talking about what's coming up. You know, that's half of PaizoCon, at least for me. Yeah, playing the games is a lot of fun, but I play a lot of games. I'm more interested in talking to the people from Paizo, hearing about their products, hearing them talk about their products, hear about how excited they are about them, and that was my favorite part of PaizoCon Online. And don't forget, you only got about a week left to enter RPG Superstar and get millions of prizes if you win. Okay, not millions. Lots of prizes if you win. Just go to rpgsuperstar.com, enter in some monsters. There's no cost involved, and you can do up to 3. It's really easy. The form is super simple to do. Don't forget, check out the Discord channel if you want to play some games. If you guys went to PaizoCon Online and you got that itch and you want to play some more games, just go to discord.rollforcombat.com and you too can play some online games, both play by Discord as well as live games. Don't forget, check out the Patreon if you guys liked what you saw at PaizoCon, seeing us play with Eric Mona. By the way, if you want to see that, just go to our YouTube page and you can see the game that we played with Eric Mona. The whole thing is up. The video was a little bit choppier than I expected. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe that was Discord or OBS. It's weird. We did a whole bunch of tests and they were fine, but then of course when we went live on Twitch it ended up being a little choppy, but it doesn't really matter. The map is fine. You can hear us. I kind of get used to it after a while, but it does bother me that we don't get like perfectly smooth video after testing this a million times. But just go to our YouTube channel. You can find that if you go to our webpage. I got to make a simple link to that, but right now if you just go to rollforcombat.com, click on YouTube, and you can go to our YouTube channel, or of course just go to YouTube and search for Roll for Combat. You'll find it right away, and you can watch it. It's exactly 3 hours long, which is mind-boggling. We had 3 hours to do the game, and we came down to the minute. It ended exactly at 10 o'clock, which is bizarre. We've never done that ever, and I don't know how that happened. So the game went exactly as planned. There was one small moment where Roll20 started to act really weird, and I was starting to panic because it was like not loading for anyone, but that only lasted about 3 minutes and then it stopped, thank God. Because that's the one thing I can't control. I can't control the internet and I can't control Roll20. And if any of those go down, I'm in trouble, but thankfully they did not. And then lastly, don't forget, do check out the Patreon. If you want to see us play live more often, just become $10 contributor and you can watch us just like PaizoCon. You can watch us live playing Extinction Curse or Tales from the Black Lodge or anything else we do. Also, if you do $5, you get the episodes early, and you can check that out at patreon.rollforcombat.com. Well, this is a long intro, so let's get to this week's exciting episode. So last we left off, you went to the Lindur Barn. You fought some crazy flying creatures that kept putting you at disadvantage over and over again, and it was oh so much fun for me and not you. And then, after you rescued the Hoftons, you brought them back to the church and then decided to have bacon for dinner and went off into the orchard where you thought, oh, these little baby itty-bitty little boars, they can't hurt me, until they started to hurt you over and over and over again. But once again, you prevailed. And now you have 3 rather large boars and lots of bacon. You head back to the camp where there's a raging fire going. And right before you decide to retire, Hap has a little heart-to-heart with the professor as she's wondering if a 15-year-old fire starter is killing things wantonly. Does that make her a hero or a psychopath? Who knows? We'll find out. So it looks like you guys are back here. Atreon is in the woods doing God knows what. Darius is a little injured. Alhara's pretty injured. And Hap is fine. And you guys are having a big old bacon dinner.
Barbecue, ham chunks. Brisket.
Rob Termarco is playing Darius Varys, Darius's Daring Destructions, a half-elf monk of the mountain style.
You got it. So what are you going to do before you go nighty-night Betty bye?
I did my stuff, so I'm just gonna, feed the animals, make sure the poop is scooped, and go to bed.
Lauren Sig is playing Hap, the Starlight Sparrow, a human fire elementalist sorcerer.
So Hap goes, feeds the animal, and cleans up the poop. She's getting really good at cleaning up the elephant poop, let me tell you. Who is next?
Ataran is sitting, writing in their journal, reviewing with Chilagosh, going over their materials, as well as looking over some of the things that they found in the course of the day. I believe we've identified everything, however, so nothing left to identify there, I think.
Rob Pontius is playing Otteron, Uncanny Otteron's cauldron of curious concoctions, a human witch of curses.
Oil of Mending, Savior Spike, everything else was non-magical.
Well, you have bloody boots, wide brim hat, which you found out belonged to the sheriff. You have a silver chain, which was not magical, also belonged to the sheriff, probably just worth money. You found 2 bloody tridents. You found the Savior Spike, the Oil of Mending. I think that's it. Everything else you... Oh, that's not true.
We have a scroll tube and a
scroll.
small bottle that might be a potion or alchemical item. Are either of those magical?
Yeah, I thought you actually identified the oil.
The oil was of mending.
Yes, but
Oil
there's
of mending. But you found a scroll, of which I will show you right now.
Yeah, on the body in the orchard, we found the scroll tube and a small bottle that was a potion or alchemical item.
That potion was the Oil of Mending. That's what that was.
I don't think so. That came from the barn, so that's 2 different items.
What body are you talking about?
The body at the orchard, the gnome.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
Boom,
Oh, you're
inventoried.
right. You're right. Sorry. So the gnome did have a small bottle of something, a potion that you did not identify, and found a scroll tube, and inside appears to be a scroll. I'm just going to tell you. It's a scroll tube. There's a scroll in there, but someone has to figure out what it is.
Okay, I'll do that now.
Okay. You are
I'll start with the
primal,
potion.
correct? Oh, you're going to start with the potion. Okay.
I
will roll your skills for you.
I'm occult and divine now.
Well, aren't we special? Well, you don't need your divine. Your divine is silly. You just use your occult. Your occult easily figures out that this is a lesser antidote. You knew it right away. As soon as you looked at it, you're like, oh yeah, lesser antidote.
I like that we also have primal, but neither of the full casters are arcane.
The funny part is that you know these so well because you keep getting sick. You're like, oh, I know what that is. I don't even have to roll. I knew what that was right away.
The antidote is non-magical. It's alchemical, right?
Correct. So
Yeah,
I
okay.
messed up. So you got it with your alchemical knowledge. But you know what? They are magical too. Like what's a potion of healing? Is that alchemical or magical? Huh?
That's magical.
But an elixir of healing is alchemical.
Vanessa Hoskins is playing Alhara Varys, the amazingly agile Alhara, a half-elf gymnast swashbuckler.
Oh, you're right.
Potato, tomato, who cares? It's all
Well,
magic.
It's different crafting
You rolled
feats.
really well. You know what? I'm just giving it to you. Your crowd lore was dynamite. You figured it out. There you go. Now, the next one you actually are going to have to use because it's scroll, and scrolls are not potions or alchemy. So what is going to happen? Who's going to do that?
I would try to use, I think, Read Aura on it first.
Ooh. Well, Read Aura is a scroll, so I think scrolls don't change their auras based on the scroll spell, do they? You got me on that one. I don't know.
That will let me know whether the item is magical as well as the school of magic. I don't think it tells me the type of magic, though. Doesn't look like it.
Oh, okay.
But Atron would at least chant over it and say, Olvis Aruda, and study it to figure out what kind of magic it is.
Will that work with a? Would that work with a scroll?
Yeah, I'm just identifying the aura on the scroll.
That should work.
You know, evocation, abjuration, etc.
Oh, okay. You use Read Aura.
Okay, and then I
It's
try
an
to see if I recognize
evocation
the spell with occultism and such. Maybe I'm not going to be able to.
I guess the question is which one does it use?
Ooh. You look at this with your occultism and you fail horribly, but you can probably try again tomorrow morning because it's a spell you've never heard of or seen ever before. So
Okay,
you need
yeah.
to concentrate more on this.
And if it's not on my spell list, then that would not work. So Atron at least thinks they should try talking to Hap about it. So Atron will wait till they are finished and then seek out Hap to take a look at the scroll. You want me to do that now or go through the other people first?
Hap is sleeping because she just finished the poop.
Well, then it will have to wait for the morning.
Because if you wake her, she will burn you.
That much is clear. So I'm all set. Thank you.
Darius is essentially just partying with everybody, eating, talking, drinking, singing, doing his nightly party thing with everybody.
It's just a party animal.
Especially when there's a lot of ham around.
There you go. Big old hammy.
Ham it up.
Darius the Ham.
So can you identify... I think you can identify a scroll, even if it didn't appear... If it appears on your spell list, like Primal or
Yeah.
Arcane.
It would have to be an occult or divine spell for me to use recall knowledge on it. But
if it's also a higher level too, you can still get it too. As long as it's on your spell list, you can figure it out. Correct?
right. So if it's arcane or primal and not on occult or divine, then Atron's gonna be like, I'm not sure, and they're gonna go seek out Hap anyway.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Especially
Okay.
either I failed or it's not on my list. Either way, Atron is thinking, okay, Hap should try. So Hap.
Got it. I thought you were primal. You're not. You're
No,
occult.
Hap is primal and occult
Occult.
now because of Bard.
Yeah, because of Bard.
Oh, crap. Yeah, we missed the opportunity there.
Mm,
Oh, you're right. You're occult and divine. What do you know? I messed up.
It's all good.
Okay. Who?
I might
is-
eventually be arcane as well. We'll see how that goes.
Oh God. It's gonna be a 4 spell threat. All right. Darius goes and parties hearty with the bacon juice rubbing down his chest, making him glisten and gleam.
I don't know if I'm going to waste it on my chest. Keep it for tomorrow morning to make eggs.
You're eating so much that it's just running down your face.
Oh, it happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to intentionally rub it on my body. I think that's a
No,
bacon
not
use.
intentional.
That's a different podcast, gentlemen.
oh my gosh.
That's not this one. And what about Alhara? What Alhara going to be doing?
I think she's going to be spending a lot of time nursing to her wounds, actually. She's still pretty hurt after the hog battle. And she's going to be spending time enjoying the porkish fruits of their labor, healing her wounds. And she, every once in a while, she stands up and she starts to sort of wander around the fire a bit. And then she sits back down. Then she stands up and she starts to go somewhere with purpose and determination. And then she goes back and sits back down. And she does this about 3 times before she finally throws her arms up in frustration and just heads to her wagon to go to sleep.
Hey, so real quick, I read in the scrolls page that if it is a common spell on one of your spell lists, knowledge, just doing a recall knowledge automatically succeeds to identify.
Yeah. Didn't we do this already?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think we did automatically succeeds, did we? Didn't we roll it?
If it's common, yeah. If it's uncommon, you don't have to roll it. If it's common, you just go, oh, yeah, I can read this spell. I know what this is.
Okay. I didn't know if that was made clear.
Yeah, I think that's a fair clarification.
Still don't know what it is.
Ooh, that's exciting.
If Vanessa is done, I remembered something, but
Sure, yeah.
Ataran, before they go to bed, is going to cast Soothe on themselves to help heal up that boar wound that is still left, that Darius's medicine was just still struggling to attend to.
I forgot. I think I have 1 use of spell left. I can heal someone too before I go to bed.
Ooh,
I was
Alhara
gonna
really
do that
needs
last
it.
time, but I forgot.
Too late. You already went to sleep. Too late.
I was gonna do it last session, but it was already like quarter till midnight.
Well,
Uh,
Alhara's also spent a lot of time healing herself, so I'm guessing she probably spent maybe 2 attempts to try and heal herself, which is what I was going to go for.
That's fine. By the way, Ataran, you cast Soothe, you roll a 1 and heal yourself 5, so you're still a little wounded. Look at that. But if you go to sleep and wake up, you'll be fine. 'Cause you'll
Yeah, it'll
automatically
heal
heal
up
too.
overnight.
Yep.
Right.
Medicine check of Oh, I saw a medicine
There you
check.
go.
I saw her. That was a 7.
I was gonna do 2. I was gonna do 1, and then I was gonna like eat and hang out and do whatever, and then
Got
try
it.
one more before going to bed.
And
Well,
that
the-
is a
the-
nat 20, so
the
that is a
nat
critical
20
success.
Yeah, so the first one totally fails, but the second one's a nat 20.
I
So
mean,
you
that's pretty
don't-
good.
You don't, what's that, 4d8, right? Let's see how much you heal
Wow,
up.
that's a ton. 21. So back up to full.
Rad, you're all healed up.
Yeah.
Everyone's
so
all healed except Darius.
Darius, do you want a 1d8 plus 8 heal?
Yes.
You will have it.
Look at that, 14.
Yeah.
All right, everyone's healed up.
Back up.
Everyone's saying nighty-night. Time to go to Betty bye. You go to sleep. You wake up. Day number 5. Third day before circus will occur. You have 4 days before you start losing everything you gained for this week's circus. Everyone gets their spells back. And best of all, Ahara wakes up and the horrible scars on her face have healed.
Ooh,
Completely?
Good.
Yep, completely healed.
Congratulations.
Oh. I thought it was going to take longer. That's not too bad.
So she should feel really good about herself right about now.
She's feeling more confident, yeah. So she'll wake up in the morning and she'll go to do her sort of morning routine. She still puts this veil on her face because she hasn't checked it yet, and she's out there near where the campfire usually is, with this like really big rock that she picked up over where we fought the cockatrice and carried it all the way over there as another place to sit. But before she sets it down, she's just like squatting, doing squats essentially right near the water's edge. And she does like 10 nice big squats with this big rock, and on the last one she just holds for as long as she can stand it and then puts it down. When she's done, she goes over to the pool to sort of start splashing herself and cleaning the sweat off. And that's when she realizes that the scars have completely vanished from her face. And she's just like, she starts beaming at her own reflection in the water for a couple moments, marveling at the fact that this thing that she was afraid she would have to live with for the rest of her life went away.
Darius will walk by carrying some leftover haunch of boar and a big like piece of rigging that he's been lifting for whatever, working out. Passes by. I knew it, Alhara. You can't stop your beauty.
Simple as it is.
Hap is in the distance, struggling with a big bag of food that she's carrying to Bardolph. Which this is a common sight, though. She's always carrying stuff that's way too heavy for her to take
No,
it to the
you're
animals.
carrying it. You're doing it. See, she's doing it. She'll get stronger yet.
Probably not. I don't have time in my build for that.
No, you just wait 3 levels. I'm sure her strength will go up. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's right. Her strength. That's right.
Obviously, that's the one she's going to raise. Hey, Darius, do you want to go get some breakfast at the Mad Mug?
Yeah, let's. I'll have second breakfast. Let's do it.
Second, you ate already?
Well, I had some leftovers to tide me over during a workout. You know how that goes.
I mean, you're not supposed to eat while you work out. It's like a post-workout thing. Like you build up an appetite.
Oh, it helps to do it during for me.
I won't ever understand you.
So it's not required. I just know that let's get some more bacon is fine by me.
And last but not least, Acheron, what spells are you learning today?
Atron is going to prepare the same spells as yesterday. Grim Tendrils, Phantom Pain, Soothe and Fear for first level. And Daze, Light, Telekinetic Projectile, Ghost Sound, Chill Touch, and Read Aura for 0 level. With Forbidding Ward and Stabilize always known because of Sorcerer archetype.
One thing I forgot to tell you, you have Cackle, I think, and you've never used it even once.
Yeah, because it's not very good.
Okay, just making sure you remember you had it.
Oh.
It's not super in character either. I don't know if Acheron is
it's-
capable of laughter.
It's not. it's hopefully changed, is my hope.
It's essentially sustain a spell with a different name.
Hmm.
Like the way it's written now. So my guess is it was supposed to do something else, and then they edited it down before beta, and that's what we have. So we'll see what happens when it goes live.
And instead of
Yeah, we'll see.
actually cackling, you could flavor it as just going, as Acheron does.
Whoa! Let's not get a. Let's wait and see what Rob does.
We'll wait and see what
Okay,
Rob does.
Okay.
I mean, it's possible that they might finally get a sense of humor.
So, Steve, you said last but not least, what spells are you preparing today? Does that mean you're about to start something? because I have just a little bit that I need to do before you start something.
Go right ahead.
Oh, no. All right, breakfast crew, take it away. Unless you're literally just walking to breakfast. Are y'all literally just walking to breakfast?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay, is the campfire burning right now? Because
Yeah, it's always burning.
Yeah, maybe breakfast. a
Sure
breakfast
looks
fire.
like it.
okay, is anybody like around it?
Sure. People are always around it. It's people are cooking their food, wandering around, getting the show ready, feeling better now that they are a day or two out of filth fever. They're exercising. Everyone's getting ready for a show, hopefully in a few days.
Okay, I can't use the campfire like I thought I was going to. I'm going to grab like a torch or something off one of the carts, and I'm gonna light it in the fire, and I'm gonna take it with me as I kind of get out of eyesight into the forest. And then I'm gonna kind of dig like a small hole with the torch, with like the non-lit side, and I'm gonna like push into the ground so it kind of stands up a little bit. And then I'll kind of kneel beside it, and I'll be like, and I'll say something. I'll say, well, I don't know if I'm doing this right, but I think, Shaylin, I hope you like this. And then I'm gonna kind of focus on the fire. It's gonna kind of flicker, and little embers are coming off normally, but slowly the licks of flame that come away start to take a more common shape. They start to furl into the silhouette of a bird as usual, but then they slowly get a little bit larger and just a little bit larger. And then large plumes of flaming feathers come off the back, and I have a beautiful peacock in front of me. And then I concentrate a little harder, and I make it fly away, and then it disappears in a puff of smoke, and the torch is now unlit. Well, I thought that was pretty. I hope you did too, and I hope you'll take care of Darius and Alhara. They're really important to me. And I just hope we're doing the right thing. Yeah, I guess that's good. Alright. And then I'll get up, and I'll take the torch, and I'll put it back on the cart, and I'll go have breakfast at the campfire with whoever's there.
Okay. All right. I mean, the professor's there, like most people
I'll eat
around.
with Dad.
You eat
Sorry.
with your dad?
Sorry, I said yeah, I'll eat with Dad.
All right. What are the rest of you fellers doing?
Acheron eventually approaches the fire, looking for the others, seeing if they're eating, and
Yeah, they're eating.
would say, "We are ready to go to the mill. I am ready to go if you are," and would look off towards the west.
The others aren't here. It's just you and me, right? Didn't everyone else go to breakfast?
Pretty much. I think the brother sister act went to go have some pig breakfast at the Mad Mug, and it's just
Ham
you
and eggs.
two, just you two fellers.
Gotta have a nice protein-filled breakfast after all that working out.
Yeah.
Should we find them at the mug, or do we wait here?
I don't want to bother them. They need some brother-sister time.
Okay, I will then go work.
Well, I didn't see you eat anything. Do you want some of my eggs? I definitely grabbed too much.
No, I am fine. I had leftover biscuit.
Oh, okay. All right.
Are you all right?
Oh, yeah, no, I just have a lot on my mind. It's fine.
Ah,
How are you?
I am fine. I go work now. If you need anything, you let me know.
I won't do that, but okay, thank you for saying so.
Mm-hmm. And Acheron would go over to where they usually work on fixing wheels or parts of the tent and other general updates and repairs for the circus.
Okay. Those Darius and Alhara go off to have some breakfast at the Mad Mug.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
We told them
Probably-
we'd be back.
Yeah, we'll come back, but not before poking a little fun at those ruffians for being lazabouts and not doing anything.
Yeah, well, we told the Mad Mug that we'd come back for the bacon that we brought the boar for, and maybe some of their other menu items.
okay. So you go back to the Mad Mug. Sure enough, some of the ruffians are outside. They, the funny thing is, they're all eating bacon and eggs and having a good old time. And then when you show up, they all look at you and they all salute you and say, "Ah, this is great bacon. This is so fresh. Good job, fellas. You guys are the best."
Well, fresh is best.
Yeah. They're all like saluting you and giving you high fives, and they're all slurping down the bacon and the eggs.
Hey, glad we could help out. So what do you all do around here for fun anyhow?
We mostly just, hang out here and make fun of people, play cards, play dice, drink, eat.
Come on, there's got to be
Farm.
something more active that you do, like a wrestling contest or a foot race or like an obstacle course. Come on, something.
They look at each other like, nah. I mean, sometimes Violet likes to wrestle us, but Violet
The
always
goat?
wins. Yeah, that's one strong goat, and they all shake their heads.
That's great.
Great. So all you do is make fun of people and some goat wrestling, huh?
Yeah, not a lot to do in this town. I mean, sometimes go to church, sometimes just wander around, but no, not much to do here. Mostly just
You
a
know what?
quiet life.
I've got an idea. Meet me up here tomorrow before breakfast, and maybe we'll have a little fun. A little hard work, but a little fun. Trust me, it'll be worth it.
I don't know. We don't like hard work. That doesn't sound like fun.
All right, fine. It's setting up for fun. Okay, it's a little preparation of fun. Trust me.
I don't know. They're all looking at each other like, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll think about it. I mean, we'll be
All right,
here.
how about this?
We'll be here.
Wouldn't you like to know which of you is the strongest? Which would
No, we don't care. We don't care about that stuff. We all know we're all the strongest, right, guys?
be all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
strongest? Mhm.
yeah.
I like
Yeah.
how they all talk in unison and think the exact same thing.
Wouldn't you like to know which of you is the fastest? Wouldn't you like to know which of you has the most endurance? I think we could find out, and we could have fun doing it. And wouldn't that be fun?
They're all like looking at each other. He says, "That sounds like a lot of work. Sounds like a lot of running and lifting and bowling and fighting. We'd rather sit here and gamble. If you want to come here and gamble with us, we'll do that. That's a lot
We
of
could
fun."
have a drinking contest. That's endurance.
Hey,
Like, yeah,
that's a good
drinking-
way to start.
Yeah, drinking isn't so bad, but none of this endurance, moving around, this exercise stuff. That sounds like sounds too much. Yeah,
But
yeah,
you
they're all
feel
looking-
so good when you're done. Like after you've gotten all that exercise,
yeah.
like you feel like you can take on the world. It's a
Ah.
fantastic feeling.
They're all shaking their heads like, no. We got plenty of exercise. Trust me. Yeah, don't worry. We got things that we do. No, this is we have games here though. We got dice games and card games, and
Okay. How about
drinking
this?
games.
All right, you guys like to gamble, right?
Not a lot, just a little, just to make
Just
it
a little,
interesting.
just a little. Okay.
Yeah,
How about
just a
this?
little.
How about tonight, sometime after dinner, after sundown, I'll come back and my brother and I, maybe some of our friends, and we'll do a little gambling, and we'll see.
All right, yeah, you can come by for gambling. We don't have a problem with that. We do that all day anyhow. Just for
Right.
coppers, though. Nothing too serious. We try to keep it friendly
Sure.
around here.
Of course. Do you ever gamble for favors? Like, I'll help you plow a field, or I'll help you, do whatever, help you mend a fence, right?
Oh, that sounds like labor. No.
No, but I mean, like, in the pot. Because here's what I'm thinking: if I can beat you at a game of what, cards, dice? What do you play?
They look like both cards, dice,
Okay.
drinking, all that
Game
stuff.
of your choice. If I can beat you at the game of your choice, then you'll owe me an hour of your time, and I promise you it'll be fun.
They all look at each other. They're worried. They look worried. Like, we'll ask the boss and see what she says. It's her
Okay.
decision. And they all look at each other. And go, yeah. It's her decision, not ours. Yeah. She says it's okay. We'll do it. But ask her.
I see. She's the one to talk to, huh? All right. Well, then I guess I'll talk to her.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks for the bacon.
She's got 4 guys
welcome.
under her employ, and she's the only one with any balls.
Bazam! That was be a sick burn if you were here.
Right? And I do like burning.
In many levels. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the bacon. We'll be inside.
Oh, all right. And they're all sitting there just slurping it down.
All right, so yeah, we'll go inside and have our breakfast.
Okay. Sure enough, Prunda, 2 Punches there with her goat, Violet. And they're eating the bacon and eggs, and they nod to you. Said, I saw you talking to the boys out there. They seemed to be having a interesting conversation. Couldn't quite catch all of it. Sounded like you wanted to challenge them or something.
Kind of. I don't know. They were talking about how there's not much to do in this town, and I was just thinking a little friendly competition would be fun. Maybe like an obstacle course or something. There's this ditch over by the apple orchard, and I thought that might be a really good place to set up an obstacle course of sorts. You know, just for fun, see who can run it the fastest.
Fun. She looks
Yeah.
looks at Violet. She's like, "We're not children. That might have been fun when we were kids, but that doesn't sound like fun to me. That sounds like a lot of work."
Well, it is, but it's fun, but it also gets you in shape. Makes you feel good. Gets the blood pumping.
Yeah.
Besides, isn't it better that they do that than blow off a bunch of steam harassing people? Instead, they could be out, using that energy constructively to better themselves and become healthier.
She's like shakes her head. She's like, "Yeah. If they get hurt, who's gonna heal them? Are you gonna take care of them if someone gets hurt during this obstacle course or killed? You're gonna compensate me for that?"
I've been trained in how to take care of people. So is my brother here, Darius.
You can
We'll take care
raise
of
the
them.
dead?
No,
This is an obstacle course, not a murder festival.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's
I
not
heard
deadly. It's just running and jumping and
you
climbing.
want us
and
to
stuff.
run where you found these boars, and you all looked pretty beat up yesterday when you came in.
It's not a boar fight.
Oh, who knows? Those boars just showed up and all this crazy stuff going on. Who knows what's getting in the orchard? We might go to the orchard and get attacked by boars. And if you four could barely survive, my boys would die in a few seconds. No matter 4 capable helpers. And then what? What do I do?
We scared those boars off.
You're going to take their place?
And we'll be there with them. Trust me, I think it's going to be fun.
Think about it.
All right,
Testing
think
me,
about it.
girl. This sounds like a lot of work, lot of effort for no payoff. What do I get out of this?
Well, I know everyone here likes to gamble. You could always bet on who's going to win the race.
It's easy. You're gonna win. That's no one's gonna bet on you. No one's gonna bet on my boys. Look at you. You're all expert circus folk. That guy over there is a mountain. He can walk faster than they can run.
They're gonna race.
Yeah, the 4 of them.
The 4
I'm
of
just going
them.
to officiate.
Oh, you want them to run? Oh.
Yeah.
Then she thinks about it for a second. She goes, "Actually, that might be good, but not in the way you think. That might be just funny." Huh.
It could be that too.
Might be for a good laugh. All right, I'll think about it, but not for the reasons you want. I'll do it because it'll make me laugh. Right, Violet? And Violet just sort of looks at her, like chewing some bacon and grease is going down his beard. And she's like, "Yeah, I think Violet likes it. I think we might do that. Maybe. Let them digest all this. They're gonna be having quite a bit of cramps after eating all this bacon. So
we're not doing it today.
Yeah, they're gonna need a day or two to prep.
I understand.
Prepare. I don't want them getting.
You gotta
hurt.
take a day to process bacon. I understand.
Yeah. Look at this. You gave us too much, and the place is like permeating with the bacon smell everywhere. Every inch of this tavern and half a mile out, this bacon.
It's
everywhere.
the fullest it's ever been. It's the most patrons in this bar possible.
Well, tonight there will
because
be.
of the bacon smell.
Yes, the bacon smell is causing people to come far and wide.
Well,
That's why everyone was thanking you. You did such a great job. And sure enough, the proprietor comes over and as you sit down, gives you a huge heap of bacon and grits and pancakes and eggs and mead and water and beer. It's like everything you could ever want. To Darius, it's called a light snack.
I'm sure.
So, all right. So she's sitting there like nodding to herself, talking to herself this whole time while she's just sort of laughing. As you're finishing up your rather large lumberjack breakfast, you see Rickard Houghton come in. And he looks a lot better than yesterday. He looks much better than before. It seems like he's gotten some water and food in him, and he walks over. He says, "I heard you. I heard you were here. I just wanted to thank you again so much for saving me and my family. I wanted to ask you if you can help out, because our family mill has been taken over by animals, and I heard you might help us because people thought we left, but we left because the mill was overrun with wasps and spiders and those weird air, fire, earth creatures that were attacking us in the barn, and that's where we were ambushed by the halfling. So hopefully you can go and take it over, because right now we're just living in the church, but we'd really like to go back. Plus, the mill is really important to Aberton. It's pretty much the fixture of the town's economic life. Without us, we can't make all the various flour and grains that we export from here." And everyone kind of shakes their head in agreement as they're listening to this as well, because they see this. They go, "Oh yeah." Hear people going, "Yeah, often no. We definitely need that back and up and running as soon as possible." And they're all like shaking their heads. And he looks to you and says, "Please, can you help us out?"
Absolutely. We will definitely clear it out.
I think it was on our to-do list today, actually, is go take care of there was a wasp problem, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
There's wasps. There was wasps and spiders just sort of took over the whole place, and then we ran out, and that's when we were kidnapped. So it seemed like it was something organized by this druid, I think, but that's where it all started.
We will never actually have time to promote the circus.
I thought I heard a voice in the distance saying something about the circus of yours, but don't worry about the circus. You'll have plenty of time for that. I'm sure you have a whole bunch of people there. I'm sure, but it would really mean a lot to me and my
I
family.
know, but it's weird. Only the four most capable people in the circus can actually promote the circus. Isn't that strange?
Very strange.
Anyway,
That's not
Yeah.
true. That's not
we're
true.
just
I saw a dog. I heard there was a dog talking about the circus the other day. That was pretty fun. There was a little buzz going along, and you know
Okay.
what would help? It would help if you put up some advertising. And they look and says, "Yeah, you can put something up right here behind my bar. I'm sure that would look great. You might have to spend a little money to like print up these flyers and stuff, but if you hand them all over town, I'm sure you'll do really well."
I was thinking we're going to do that if we ever had like an ounce of downtime. But since we haven't yet, what we'll probably do is we'll go to your mill and we'll take care of the giant wasps or whatever's happening over there. Make sure it's safe for you to go back home. We'll probably get pretty beat up. We'll have to spend a bit of time and resources healing. And then maybe tomorrow we can finally put up advertisements. But first we're going to take care of the mill, obviously, after breakfast.
This is a great conversation that is as close to meta as we can get.
I'm loving this.
I'll tell you what, though. In, and he's going to tell you, it's like there's this locked strong box, and it's and he gives you the directions of where it is in the mill, and he says it's in my bedroom, and it's in my dresser, and if you get me the lockbox, we have our savings in there, some jewelry, and we have this really cool magic scarf that we've just never been able to use. I'd be happy to give you the scarf, as I'm sure you would be able to use it more than I would. I heard it was a dancing scarf. That's what I heard it was. We never really used it. And if you want the jewelry and the coins, I'll be happy to give it to you too. I don't have a lot, but what we have in there is more than enough for you for what you did for us. But that scarf is yours. You can have it.
Well, that's very generous of you. Why don't we take care of what's going on at your mill, the giant bees or wasps or whatever you got going on over there. Make sure it's safe for you and your family, and whatever you feel is necessary, of course. I just want to make sure that you can go back home. I mean,
you know what?
I'm in it for the challenge, personally.
We wouldn't want to take
great.
your family's money. That's
Yeah,
we're not going to drain your savings just for helping you, but
well, you know what?
whatever
The
you
scarf,
feel.
I heard this is like, it's a dancing scarf. It's long, it's beautiful, made of silk. It has little bells, shiny metal on it, And I heard if you dance with it during a performance, it really enhances your dance performance.
I
If
must
only
have
I knew
that.
someone who danced. I don't know that I know anyone who dances. We don't really have an act like that at the circus. But I'm sure we'll find something to do with it.
I hate you so ridiculously much right now. So
It would be
ridiculously much.
if it's good for dancing, it would definitely help.
I love this so much.
It would help me mop up my bacon juices.
I must have it!
Well, yeah, the scarf, I think will actually magically go around you and act like a magic napkin that just laps up juice.
A magic
grease.
napkin.
Yes, it could be used that way.
My dreams are coming true.
I think it was meant for dancing and performance art.
Sure.
But a
Sure,
magic
I'm
napkin,
secondarily
why
to my
not?
napkin needs.
You know what I was thinking? It would probably look really good on me flowing behind me while I jumped around and did cartwheels and stuff and swung through the air. It would probably just look really good.
Definitely. Oh, it would look.
I mean, I could do
beautiful.
that with any scarf, but a magic one is just extra cool, right? I should.
I have a dire need!
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder if
as
Otteron would
simple
want this scarf.
farmers and as a simple
Bardoff
farmers-
would love this scarf.
Oh,
Mhm.
I heard about that.
Yes.
bear. I heard, and the bear wears clothes, from what I hear. I think
Hilarious
it would look
when he wears a
great
bow
on the
tie.
bear. He does. I heard.
I'm the one who dresses that bear!
He just wears a red shirt and nothing on the bottom. It's hilarious.
He's just Winnie the Poohing it.
Yeah,
Got
he's
it.
pooing it.
Winnie the Pooh in it. Okay, we're gonna help your mill. Let me just grab some bacon to go, and we'll be on our way to get
All
them.
right.
Get your family
Alright.
back in their home.
So much.
O'Hara takes a piece of thinly sliced ham, and she stuffs it full of scrambled eggs and sausages and folds it like a burrito, and then she's eating that on the way back.
They're giving you a little gift bag of some of the bacon and eggs. They give you a little baggie, a little dog bag to go, and they say, "Oh, here's for the other members of the circus. We cooked up a whole bunch, and there's more than enough for 20 people. It's like a huge to-go bag."
Awesome.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well, thank you for all this free food. It's the least we can do is to cook some of it up for you and share with all of you.
Well, we do appreciate it. Super good. If we get anything else worthy of cooking up, we'll bring it over too.
Oh yeah, but none of them like weird magical critters. Only real animals. We don't want to. Who knows what happens when we cook and eat those things? Hair might turn blue, or our skin might turn green. Who knows?
Really? Isn't that half the fun?
Well, maybe for you circus folk, but we like our skin naturally colored. Not green. Voila, you're back at camp. So you come back to camp with a big old sack of food. What you do want to do?
Start handing it out. Good morning, everyone. Coffee and ham and eggs. Let's go.
They're like, oh, we just ate, but I guess we got a good old lunch coming then. Yeah, some people already ate. They're all angry. Hap's already stuffed.
Angry?
I'm really stuffed. I ate a lot of food.
Yeah, you see?
Can we?
I'll give some to Bardoff, though. He can get some good bacon.
Oh, Bardoff. Bardoff will eat the whole bag. You gotta be careful.
Bardoff's my best friend in the whole circus.
All right, we should probably take the time while we're back picking up the others and back at the circus to assign some folks to get some advertising out, actually.
Okay. Now, this isn't in the rules, but from a meta point of view, if you want to have the sideshow go out, they can do it, but they're going to generate very little compared to what you can. Make
I know, but
one.
we're busy.
Oh, I know, but they'll generate one. Or two. You
mean,
can
that's
generate a
something.
Well,
lot.
that's
It's better than none.
more than zero that we're doing.
True, but if they fail, they actually can hurt you. Oh, it's gonna be
we don't want
aid
that.
another. It's gonna be like aid another. It'll be kind of like the aid another check.
Okay.
So it's not in the rules. It's either maybe you get something good, maybe you get something bad, or you get nothing whatsoever. So it's up to you. I wanted to expand it a little.
So I'm thinking we should buy advertisements. Hold on, I'm on the wrong sheet. There we go. All right, so going into today, we're at 5 prestige, 4 excitement, and 1 anticipation, which means we've already won our show, but at only 1 anticipation, very little payout. So we need to build that up, and advertising's the way to do it. We are starting with 42 gold pieces in our circus fund.
Correct.
If we do advertisement tier 3, that's half of our gold. That's 20, which is probably not worth it. But tier 2 is only 5 gold pieces for 2 anticipation. That's not bad.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
not
good.
great either.
It's something. It's triple what we have now. And the other thing we can do is purchase beer for 5 gold pieces for the upcoming show, which will give us 2d6 anticipation, but I don't think we get it till right before the show, so we don't really know how much we're going to get until it happens.
I really wanted to buy the beer, so I hope
Let's
you
do
guys
beer
want to do
because
it
do it.
too.
There's
Yeah.
going to be heckling, and that's fun.
Mm,
Right, so the beer
Right.
would be 5 gold. So the advertisement would be 5 gold for 2 anticipation. You can only buy it once, and it's only good for this one show. It'll never be good for anything ever again.
yeah, but I mean, that's not... 5 gold isn't very much at all, and it at least gets it out there. And also from an RP standpoint, like, we're not going to want to have flyers and stuff out.
Okay. So you can spend a few hours in the morning getting this together, telling everyone what needs to be done. You actually have some advertisement flyers, but you probably need a few more so you can get some magically printed up, however that works in the world of Galarian. I guess they have printing presses or some magic printing presses. You know, I'm thinking about every book I've ever read in the world of Pathfinder, and never have I ever read anything to do with the world of printing, ever.
I mean, I think it's just people just drawing things. You just have someone who's really good at art.
There's printing presses. They definitely have them.
Yeah, Magnamar definitely had one, if I recall.
Well, I'm sure they have printing presses, but I'm just curious. It's like, what level are they? Are they like 1500, 1700, 19? Like, where are they in that scale of printing?
Yeah, they're not really specific about it, probably so that it's whatever meets your needs. But I'd say some basic stuff getting printed, even sending a runner out to Escadar to grab it and come back is probably pretty plausible.
I know that the Kingmaker video game had an actual printing press as part of one of the side quests.
No, really? That's
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, one of the NPCs is like, I need this printing press, and so you go get it for them.
Cool. So I'll say the 5 gold pieces is a combination of you printing and having markers going around talking it up for the week. So that
Right.
would that will get you 2 anticipation, and you can do that in the morning. Is there anything else you want to do in the morning? The beer you don't have to worry about until pretty much the day of, if you want. So
All my chores and breakfast takes me the whole morning, so I'm basically out of it.
Otteron does seek you out within about an hour. I don't know if the group is back by then, but
Within an hour of what, like, sunrise or something?
when we last spoke, so shortly
we
after
last
sunrise.
spoke. Oh,
they're
okay.
probably gone for a little more than an hour. So
I'm probably like finishing up my chores and coming back for breakfast, so this is probably before they get back.
Okay.
Okay.
Otteron approaches and smiles. I forgot. I have a scroll for you to look at I could not identify.
Hold on, you just said Atron smiles. Was that a slip of the tongue, or is that canon?
Nope. They smile. They've smiled
Oh.
before.
Well, hello, Atron. Good morning. It's nice to see you in such good spirits. I'm sorry, what? I didn't even hear what you were saying. I was happy to see you.
I need you to look at this scroll, please. I could not identify it.
Oh, well, I'm certainly not an expert, but I'll be happy to take a look at it. And I'll look at it. Is this written in anything that's familiar to me? Is this written in Arcana or Nature or Occultism? I have all of those, actually.
well, what is your core for being a sorcerer?
My core? Oh, my core is Primal.
But that would be nature then, right?
Yes. But I am, technically also an occultist spellcaster too.
All right. See, I don't know how it works. It's one of these things. If you can use, because the way Identify works is you can use anything. So does that mean you say what you're going to use and then roll it, or do you just
Well, here,
roll everything until you get it?
no, let's do Let's do it like this. I'm going to tell you what my skills are, and you pick the appropriate one and just roll that one, right? So my Arcana and Occultism are 4. My Nature is 6. And what's the other one? Oh, Religion. My Religion is 2.
Well, you wouldn't use... I don't think you would ever get to really use religion. I will tell you in 1 second.
You don't use Religion for Divine?
If it's divine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, in case it's Divine, my Religion is 2. That's what I mean.
So you look it over carefully, and you kind of almost get it. But you can tell it's definitely a spell that is in one of your schools. You can tell that it is primal.
And I don't really, the character doesn't know that she has any occult. It just comes with being a bard.
Got it. So she knows it's primal. She can see bits and pieces of it, but it's something she's never heard of, never seen before, and appears to be something really rare or uncommon. And she's going to need more time to study it, to figure out what this is.
Atheron, is this the scroll that we found in the orchard?
Yes, that the gnome had.
Who was that gnome? This is... Something about this scroll is really familiar, but I just can't put my finger on it. We need to figure out who that was and why he would have something like this.
I believe the Father Nellen said that the gnome was a worker there. Perhaps someone knew, but I do not.
Well,
we can ask
somebody
around.
has to know
Yes.
more. We have to ask around. This is too peculiar. This is not something that some apple picker would just carry around with them.
Maybe they had some magical interests. I do not know.
Yeah, this is weird. Gosh, I wish we could ask the mayor. Like, who do you ask about who works in your orchard? Where did this gnome come from? I mean, obviously the priest didn't know. Obviously none of us know.
Perhaps the mill owners, the halftons that we saved, knew.
It's a place to start. That's for sure.
We will see them again, I am sure.
Yeah, we need to ask Darius and Alhara when they get back. Several hours later.
Hours? More like an hour.
I don't know. How long were you guys gone? 1 hour? Alright.
Yeah, probably an hour or so.
By the way, that thing you're looking for, Hap, it's called Gather Information. You canvass...
What am I looking for?
Gather information. You canvass local markets, taverns, and gathering places and attempt to learn about a specific individual or topic. Dun.
Hey, that's great.
Yes. That's
Let
how
me
it
guess.
works.
Society check.
It is... I don't know.
I believe it's diplomacy.
Diplomacy. Yes, diplomacy check.
Oh, okay.
And it usually takes 2 to 4 hours, depending on what you're trying to do.
I'm good at that, but I don't know if we have time for that. Maybe after the mill?
After the mill, if we're alive, Darius is trained in diplomacy and has a hobnobber. He can do it in an hour.
There you go.
I can aid you, because I'm also good at diplomacy.
There you go.
All right, guys.
To the mill.
Well, it's nice to see you all back. How was breakfast?
Excellent. Here, have several more pieces of breakfast ham and eggs.
Oh, thanks. I'm sure Bardolph will love this. Well, so the mill then? Okay. Let me tell Dad that
How
I'm
are we
heading
gonna
off
deal with a bunch of bugs?
with fire.
A lot of fire.
Well then, Hap, I guess they're all your problem, huh?
I don't like bugs. This isn't gonna bother me at all. Again, Lauren is just role-playing herself.
Okay, you come back, hand out all the sweets and treats, get all the bacon grease and syrup and butter and eggs off of your clothes. You spend a little bit of time getting the advertisements together. You have lunch, which is more bacon and eggs. You again get all the grease off of you. And now it's early afternoon. You head over to the Hofton Mill. Okay, you see a very large mill. Outside of the mill appears to be a nice garden that has a simple fence around it. There's a gigantic water wheel, and you hear the water wheel grinding away at what must be the millstone inside of the mill. It's a consistent sort of sound. The mill is 2 stories tall and appears to be eerily quiet, other than the water.
Well, this is a nice place. Shame for all the bugs, I guess.
Well, bugs as you're doing, I really don't have any way to fight bugs unless they're, I don't know, dog-sized or something. And as Alhara says this, she thinks for a moment and then draws her bow staff. Well, let's go start taking a look around, I guess.
I wanted to note that gnome had antidote in case we need it.
Oh gosh, I hope we won't.
We will if there's wasps.
Like one of those little potions?
Yes, the gnome had one. That it was an antidote. A weaker form. So I have it if necessary. And Hap gave me one of her heal scrolls to compensate for one I'd already used. So let us be careful.
So you have 2 scrolls and I have 2 scrolls now, I think?
Yep.
Okay.
You see where you are a very nice, well-tamed garden. It has an impressive tomato and pumpkin collection, as well as herbs and potatoes. The garden is surrounded by a low wooden fence. It looks like it's in excellent condition, and there are 2 doors leading into the house from this garden. The fence is easy enough that you could just climb over it. Just, you don't have to do anything special.
Should we just do a once around the perimeter before we head inside?
Yeah, sure. You don't think the Hoftons will mind if I eat one of their tomatoes, right? And I'm going to pluck a tomato and I'm going to eat it and be like, I love a tomato.
Yes, they expressly said don't eat any of the tomatoes.
I'll wipe some tomato juice from my mouth. I'm sure they'll get over it.
That was a 17 on my deception, by the way.
Good for you.
Well, it's too late. She
Yeah.
already ate the tomato, and she's like,
I know.
This is a delicious tomato. Everyone stop what you're doing.
Okay. I mean, that's
Oh
why
no,
I said
the
Oh.
tomato's a
she ate-
monster.
That's why I said after she ate the monstrous tomato.
No, plants.
Yeah, plants.
Oh no, worse than plants or spiders.
There are spiders on the map, ladies and gentlemen, and others. Folks.
Why am I always getting jumped on by animals?
Roll for combat!
Oh, great. I hope somebody saves me.
Hey, little buddy, it's me, Hap, and I love all animals. Why don't you give me a little spider kiss?
So this is what happens. You reached in and you grabbed the tomato and you were eating it, but you didn't really notice that when you did it, you actually kind of went through the spider web that was just sort of around the tomato. And very quietly, very carefully, before anyone goes, before initiative is rolled,
GG, everyone.
Spider has a spring upon prey ability that goes before initiative.
Oh no.
What?
Yep, trigger. A creature touches the spider's web while it's in it, which it was. It automatically notices you, crawls up, it is right next to Hap.
You know, this is an awfully shitty trap.
But you were the one
Because it got you.
because it got you. You're the one who actually went for it.
Nobody
You-
likes tomatoes. Nobody.
Well,
You know
except
what?
for Hap.
I was trying to not be role-playing myself. I was like, well, I hate tomatoes. Maybe Hap likes tomatoes.
Oh my god. You know what's funny is this is the first pre-initiative action I have actually seen in second edition because I thought they had taken out all of the like surprise round type of shenanigans. So this is interesting.
It doesn't do a lot. It only allows it to move before initiative. So what it
okay.
does
Not
is
terrible.
it's not bad. All it does is allows it to very carefully. It's more for it if it's coming down from the rafters, like it descends on a web. This time it actually was inside like the leaves, and it freely comes up. It actually was 10 feet away, but you hit its web, so it is now very quietly coming up. It pops up. Hap sees it, and she's like, ah! And she's like, help, help, spider, spider! And Atron is up first.
Hap lets out a long
What are they gonna
scream.
do?
Ah!
Oh my god. All right.
Can you
you're up,
not
you're
do
up,
that?
You're up, Atron. You see Hap screaming, and you see a spider, but it's kind of covered between the fact that it's in the foliage, and there is a low fence. It's going to have cover if you try to shoot it. It's going to get a plus.
Ataran will first try to think about what they know of that kind of spider.
Well. Quite the spider expert, shall we?
Oh, well,
Let's see how good you are with your natural abilities. Nature.
Yeah.
You roll.
Oh, you want me? You're rolling, right?
No, I do it. Well, it's a spider. It has fangs.
Thanks.
It shoots webs.
Ooh.
And they probably have spider venom. You don't know anything about the specific spider, but you know those general things about spiders.
Very helpful.
Ataran just says, beware of any web catching or venomous bites. I do not know that spider offhand. And then they will... Yeah, they're going to try a telekinetic projectile just to see how that goes. Eru Lavaldic and cast telekinetic.
Whoa!
27.
Please crit.
Jeez.
Please be a crit,
27.
please.
Not a crit, because you hit it, but it bounces off the railing, because it did have cover behind the railing, and you didn't quite. You almost critted it, almost. But you do a solid 9 points of damage as you had a rock nearby that hits it, and it definitely
Wonderful.
did not like that. So it takes damage, and it's like, oh, you hear a little spider scream. That's what a spider scream sounds like.
That's what a spider sounds like.
Beep, 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 beep.
Okay, so the spider, you see another spider that pokes its head out that's way further away, and that spider is closer to the doors, and that spider sees Hap and decides juicy morsel and decides to sort of wander a little bit closer, just a little bit, but not that close, and then shoots a web right at Hap, and you'll also have cover, by the way.
Oh, thank God. Oh, no.
But 23 will not matter. So, you want the good news or the bad news?
I don't want any of it. Just move on.
Okay, the good news is you take 0 damage whatsoever. The bad news is you have been hit by the spiderweb and now immobilized and cannot move.
That's bad.
Oh, look, there's a little net icon. Look at that. Isn't that cute? It's so cute.
Oh, no!
It's adorable.
And what does immobilization do exactly? Let's look that up. You can't use any action with a move trait, and you have to break out of it using your fortitude or escape. Either one will get you out. So you are covered in spider web, and you can't move from where you're currently at. Now, this shouldn't be too bad, except for one small thing. The spider then comes... You know what? It doesn't do that. It shoots another web. It actually sees everyone. It has tremor sense. It's going to go after Alhara, since it's closer.
All right.
And that misses by a mile. She's like, what was that? And now Alhara's up.
At least we know their aim is bad. How tall is this fence?
It's a standard fence height, so like 5 feet. I mean, you could...
Fantastic. So Alhara is definitely going to want to save her adopted sister by leaping into action, quite literally. So her first action is to leap. Let's see. Shoot, that'll have to be second action because I have to approach the darn fence. So she's going to move up to the fence and then leap over it. So I'm going to approach the fence and then leap over. I can jump vertically up to 8 feet by using my staff to sort of pole vault myself up there, my bow staff.
Okay, I roll a 15, so you don't land on the pumpkin right underneath your feet. But you do notice there's lots of spider webs and grossness in the plants you're now stepping in. I'm just warning you.
That's right. Alhara is not really worried about some dirt or webs or whatever. But she's going to land there, and then that's 2 actions. 1 to move up to the fence, 1 to leap over it, and the third one to smack that spider with her bow staff. I got a total of 16. I'm not sure if it's counted as flat-footed since Hap hasn't gone. I don't think there's any... Well, yeah, I think it's flanking. It's like there's cover through the fence, but they're still flanking. So 16 against flat-footed?
Well, I'm curious. How does that work? Do you actually get flanking if there's cover?
Yeah.
even in because
You're
the first
threatening
you
it. You're
don't.
still threatening it. Cover doesn't mean blocking it.
Yeah,
Well, in first we
nothing
didn't.
says that you don't in this edition, you know?
Yeah.
All right, fine. I'll say you barely,
Woohoo.
barely
Barely.
hit it. You're just smashing poor tomatoes, and you hit it, and red goes everywhere. And you're like, was that the spider or the tomatoes? I'm not sure.
Spiders don't bleed red.
Still alive. It's still kicking. Hap is up. Hap is covered in spider web, and there's a big old spider. It's not looking too good. It's right next to you, trying to bite at you, getting ready to jump on you and pounce on you and bite you with its big old fangs. What are you gonna do?
So Hap is in full panic mode because Lauren is deeply arachnophobic, so Hap is also deeply arachnophobic. So I would like to, so she's obviously going to struggle and, try to move away before she realizes even that she's immobilized and can't. And then she's going to default to what she knows. I would like to spend 2 actions to surround myself in fire as I've been doing. And I'd like to use spell attack to try and get out of this, to try and burn the webs away, if you'll allow it.
Well, what I'll do instead is you can use your attack modifier, and that will be it. So instead of using like an acrobatics or an athletics check, you'll just use your attack modifier for your cast.
Yeah, that's what
which
I'm
is, I believe,
asking for.
It's a
Yeah.
+8, which is really good. That's, I think, higher than anything else you have.
Yeah.
So we'll say, sure, you use your fire, and it's actually only 1 action, depending on what spell you're using.
Oh, okay.
So it's 1 or 2 actions. Escape is only a single action, but it's an
Okay.
attack action. So
Okay, so
It's
I'll
up
use
to
I'll use 1 action then to wreathe myself in flame as I do
Nice.
all the time.
Okay. So, ooh,
I rolled a
let's take
natural 1.
critical failure. You not only don't get free, but you made it worse, and you are further entangled and can't
Oh
actually
no!
do the escape or try to get out until next turn. But you still have
Okay.
2 more actions left. You actually somehow got your hand like further caught in the web. Now what?
Okay, she was already panicking. Alright guys, help me out. Do I do this as an
Hit it with a
intelligent...
cantrip.
No, do I do this as
Like
an
a-
intelligent player would, or I do this as an extreme panic teenager would?
I'd say
mean,
that's up to
you
you.
already
How you
answered.
think what Hap's doing?
You're
Yeah.
So I
panicking
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. I'm sorry, Vanessa. Burning hands.
What?
Kill it with fire. This is an oh shit moment. Burning hands.
Yeah.
Do you have to hit Vanessa?
Oh, she failed again. You rolled. Oh no, that's a damage. You roll a minimum damage of a 1 and a 1, so you get 4 points of damage.
Wow.
Reflex saving throw of 18. Alhara, give me the
Alhara has
reflex.
to make it too.
21.
Oh, so you take 2 points of fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, spider. Come on,
Hap's the
spider.
alchemist.
Here comes the spider. It's gonna get. It's a. Oh, I'm so ready. Here comes the 20. Here
We
it
need a
comes.
crit failure here. We need the crit.
Ew.
Are you fucking
I
kidding
rolled a
me?
20. I rolled a 20. Oh, but it's not a natural 20. It's not. It's only an 11.
Dirty 20.
It's a dirty 20.
This is.
Dirty.
Oh
It's
god!
dirty,
Oh my gosh, that was enough?
You killed the spider. The spider dies.
Yay!
I really wanted to be smart with my spells today and use them appropriately, but full panic mode is full panic mode.
All right, so you went full pat. No, that's correct. So you burned the spider up. You're still covered in webs. You got your hand was like a little free, and it didn't actually get the web. A little bit of the fence is on fire, and
Oh, there's a
Alhara
cone,
was
right?
hit.
There's probably a lot of
it's a
stuff
cone.
burned away.
Yeah, there's a lot
Mhm.
of stuff. They're going to be coming back to their immaculate garden, burnt to a crisp. Darius is up.
She didn't even see
All right.
Alhara. She was so scared.
Mm-hmm.
Alhara.
What kind of action is it to just get over this fence or smash through it, whichever is easier? Can I
Definitely
Kool-Aid
goes.
man it?
I would rather you not. I mean, you can, but that'd be a full action. I'll just say it's difficult terrain.
Just,
and you can
just
walk
like
over.
literally step over it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just difficult terrain, just to step over. It's
So
like,
gonna
it's a
take
low
me
fence.
that's about 25 feet for me right there. And then I will. I guess that's one action, and then I can continue.
That's
moving.
30 feet to get to where you are currently from where you
Oh,
started.
Okay.
So,
It's like I'm here. That's 25.
there we go. That's
And
one
then-
action. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
one
that's
action
one
to get
action.
there. Mm-hmm.
Then 2 actions to get up to it.
Yep, you get right up to the spider, right up to it.
And then flurry of blows, no mountain stance. I'm in ding.
Uh-oh. This is risky.
Oh, should I take the stance and then just do nothing?
Take the stance. Take the stance.
Fine.
You're
I
panicking.
take the.
You're panicking. Oh,
I'm not panicking. I am
No,
not
no.
panicking.
Hap is panicking.
Hap is panicking.
Yeah, but Lauren's not panicking.
I take the mountain stance. Poof.
Assume the mountain stance.
That's it. Turn over. I'll click it.
I mean, we're not going to assume anything. You got to do.
Atron is up. You saw all of that happen very quick. You see poor Hap is struggling. Oh, they're like running next to
Yeah.
Hap.
Otteron moves over and repeats a Rulavodik and sends another rock flying at that spider.
Them rocks are dynamite.
Maybe not this time.
No, an 11.
11.
Miss. Yeah, it's not.
Not
Not even close.
And that's the end for me.
Spider. Oh, spider. Spider brings out its long, glistening fangs. You can see the poison dripping off of its fangs. It lunges at Darius, all of its smooth bacon grease chest, as he barely wears any clothes. There's nothing but a mountain of flesh in front of it. It can't wait
I am delicious.
to dig
Oh my
its
gosh.
teeth into you. Fang attack. A 20! Oh, baby!
Well,
That
not a
hits.
natural 20, just a
No,
regular.
not a dirty 20, but a 20 is your
Dirty
That's your
20.
AC.
Yep,
That's your
yep,
AC.
I could have
So
hit it
it bites
instead.
you?
It's fine.
It bites you. It gives you 6 points of damage as it just gobbles you up. Now give me the fortitude save. You all have a hero point, by the way.
Oh, God.
Ooh, is that a 9 I see? You rolled a
Hero
2.
Wow.
Hero point.
You
Hero
rolled a
point.
2. You
Hero
sure you don't want the 2? 2's pretty good. A 2 is pretty good.
Look,
Okay.
if I don't do this, the poison will last for 7 years. I'll go blind.
Mhm.
It'll be terrible.
That's how these things work.
It's not that bad. I mean, it's not like you've been spending the entire adventure afflicted by. Ooh,
Still a miss.
13. Still a miss. Well, round
Well, do it.
1. What is round 1? So round 1 is now this happens immediately, correct? As soon as there's no onset, so it's just right away. Let me see. Yeah, it says and poison, so
Mhm.
and venom. So you take 1d10 poison damage. Okay, you get 2 points of poison damage, and you're flat-footed.
That could be worse.
That was the first
Sure.
attack. It still gets 2 more.
Oh
Mhm.
no.
You're right. It can be worse, and it will be. Oh, look, I got a little icon there of him holding his head going, ow, I'm flat-footed and poisoned. Oh, wait, let me put the poison icon on.
Oh, there it is. The little bubbles.
Okay, little bubbles of poison are on top of you. Attack number 2. Now you're flat-footed, so. A 22. Does that
Fine.
hit you?
Man.
And I rolled an
Yes,
18.
everything hits.
All right, well, the good news is you take minimum damage, 3 points of damage. Give me another fortitude save to see if you go down to stage 2. 21.
Ah.
You don't go down to stage 2. So that doesn't remove it, though, right? It just makes it so he doesn't go
Right.
down 1. So you're
Correct.
still at stage 1. Unless only if you did a critical. If you did a critical, then I think it might have removed it. I don't know
Right.
if that works. But then it fights you one more time. One more time, tries to bite you because it loves the taste of your delicious bacon flesh
I am full of bacon.
and flesh.
Ah,
12.
no.
The 12. Okay, the 12 misses. But you got some stuff going on inside you. Maybe baby spiders are going to pop out. Who knows?
No, please.
Elhar. Elhar is up.
Oh, gross.
Did you eat some Hubba Bubba with spider eggs in it? Do you remember that rumor when we were kids?
Oh God, yeah, that's hilarious. I remember that one.
Elhar is up.
Yeah, so this thing's gross, and she doesn't want to get bitten by it, but she does want to smack the crap out of it, so she's going to take another single action to leap across the garden, up against the building into a position where she's flanking with her brother. Once there, she is going to attempt to smack this thing with her bow staff. Oh my gosh, I rolled a 3. That's a total of 10. It's terrible.
Miss.
I can do better than that. We're going to swing again.
There's a big bush in your way. Like, do you see that? There's a huge foliage in your way.
So you're saying it's getting cover from the foliage?
I wasn't even giving it cover. I was just saying that
You're just making fun of me for rolling so
No,
bad?
I'm actually making you feel better. I was trying to make you feel better.
Oh,
Maybe
I see. Okay,
maybe
thank you. Okay.
You can use that as an
It's not
excuse.
your fault. There's a bush.
There's a bush.
There's a bush. It's not your fault.
I'm just bushwhacking. All right,
Yeah.
so then last action, second attack, -5. Let's see if we can do it. Oh my gosh, 13. If it wasn't for the -5, I would have hit.
Bushwhacking. That bush is taking it on. This garden is you're gonna have some words with you afterwards because you're just destroying this prestige
Really,
garden.
Those words are "Thank you for saving our mill." That's what those words are.
Really?
No, if they have a complaint, we can send them to talk to the druids and see how that goes.
So let's picture it. You have spiders everywhere. Half of it's on fire. Alhara just crushed what little tomatoes were left in that square. Darius is stomping around, killing tomatoes and cucumbers. There is a section I see behind you, Darius, and to the left of Hap that still hasn't been touched. So if you want to go
the
get
fight
that
is young.
later, okay. If you want to get that, feel free. Hap, you calm down a little bit and can try to escape again, but are still held fast by the spider web.
Yeah, Hap roasts the spider that she feels threatened by, and accidentally roasts Alhara, but doesn't even notice it, and starts hyperventilating, just and slowly catches her breath, realizes what's going on, sees the other spider over there. She's gonna real quick try to burn away the flames from her for a 24.
24. You burn away the flames and can move again. Good job.
Okay, and then she's going to the flames that she just summoned up to burn away the fire. She's gonna kind of like pull them all together off of her body and into like a little orb, which she will throw with a spider for produce flame.
Is produce flame 1 or 2 actions?
It's 2 actions.
Oh, well, then it's going to be 2 actions. In other words, escape could be 1 action if you were gonna. I
Yes.
messed up last time, so I'll
Okay.
say that.
Is it?
Yeah. It's 2 actions still if you want to. Like, if you use escape as athletics or acrobatics, I'll say that it's 1 action, but if you want to actually use your flame, it'll be 2. I
Fair.
just messed up.
No, fair. I'll use elemental toss instead, but it's the same description I gave you.
Yeah, it's fine. I was thinking you're going to do that anyhow. So.
Oh wait, I want to keep the roll I had.
Well, I'm keeping
I
it.
had
You got
a,
a 19.
okay, yeah. I had a
got a 19.
24. I had a 24. I want the 24.
No, the 24 was to escape. Now you get the 19 to hit the spider, right? You're trying to hit the spider.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. 19 to hit the spoder.
You hit it, and you do 8 points of fire damage. It does not like that.
Good. I'm glad. I don't like it either.
And now more of the garden is destroyed. Oh, Darius. Oh, Darius.
How is more of the garden destroyed? I didn't miss.
Well, the spider's like tramping around as you catch it on fire, and it's like smashing.
Collateral damage.
That's not my
I
fault.
don't think fighters tramp around.
This spider is the size of.
It's wearing boots.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's wearing big old galoshes.
Yeah, it's got 8 legs.
Spider galoshes.
So it's in fact, spiders are really good at making wine. They use them to like.
Oh yeah,
test the grapes.
sure.
Wait, are you serious? I don't believe that. I don't
No,
believe
do
that.
not believe it.
I don't. Not even a little bit.
All right,
Spiders are
let's try.
Spiders and
kill
wine
a
sounds
spider.
like a folk band.
This
Got
is
it
a
set up for you, brother.
medium-sized creature. It's not even small; it's medium. So They're very good at
It's
hiding.
a big freaking spider.
This
It
is the
is.
size of like a dinner table.
Flurry of blows on the spider.
Okay, here we go. Don't forget a 14 even with flanking, and you're flat-footed, and you
It's flanked.
miss.
All right, second shot.
my
Roll
God.
an 8. Miss.
The spider is dynamite.
No, I'm
Dodging
the
left and
opposite
right.
of dynamite.
Well, you have poison through you. You're just not in good shape.
Can I do battle medicine? I will do that. Yes.
Sure. You roll a
Nope.
10.
Look, you need to just hand over your tools because you obviously don't know how to use them.
You actually never make tree wounds. You realize that, right? Ever.
It's very like lately. I haven't. I have in the begin. I did in the beginning.
Also, those rolls are terrible. You rolled a 6, a 5, and a 4 in that order.
Don't you get one more action?
He does, yeah.
I
Flurry
do.
treat, yeah, one more.
One more.
Oh,
just
did you take mountain stance?
I did, and I flurried.
He did.
No, Mountain
Oh,
Sands
then
la-
that's 3.
No, I took Mountain Sands last round.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, yeah.
You could take cover behind like a bush or something.
You could take out.
You could run away.
That'll cover would negate
Third
your
strike.
flat-footed.
Third strike.
Uh-oh.
Could run away. Oh no! Did you roll a 15? Oh, you actually
15.
rolled a
Oh,
17. And do you have flanking? Oh,
Yeah.
Maximum damage!
Did you do maximum damage? Did you
Maximum.
do 12 points of
Yeah.
damage?
I don't know. Did he
Nice.
hit?
I hit.
Oh,
You kill the spider, dead. However, the spider gave you a parting gift, and that is the poison coursing through your veins, which we have many more rounds to deal with before this is over with. Atron is up.
Atron
Don't
would
leave rounds until
say,
he drops dead or he gets healed or loses.
Darius,
the
do you wish to take the antidote? You got bit
Yes,
a few
please.
times.
I would need the antidote.
So Atron will climb over while taking out the antidote to hand it over.
Well, it'll be one action to move.
Yep, and then
One
take out the
action.
antidote.
Take
One
it.
take it out, and then one to pour it down my mouth.
Well, where do you have the antidote? Do you have
Just
a
say your bandolier. Don't even think about
Do
it.
you
Just say
have a
bandolier.
No, well, do you have
Yeah.
a bandolier?
I have a bandolier.
Okay, then you have it in your bandolier. Because it actually says in the rules, if you take it out, it's 2 or 3 actions if it's in your pack. That's why you have a bandolier. Otherwise, it's 1 action, take it out. Okay.
Yeah,
then you can
I
hand
bought a
it.
bandolier because I would be doing all the alchemical and potion crafting.
Got it. Now, you after your turn is when the spider. Actually, the spider was going before Atron. I messed up. So the spider goes before this. So right after Darius goes, give me. We're going back in time. Give me a fortitude save. It won't kill you
Alright.
outright.
Big dollars, big dollars.
Ooh, 19. So that is enough to counteract it, and that moves you back up 1, right? Does that remove
I think
it?
so.
Mm-hmm.
Moves it up completely. Hold on.
So it was at stage 2, right?
It was at stage 1, actually.
Oh, I think it's gone.
Goddamn poison. So confusing.
It didn't progress to stage 2, and instead it progressed to stage 0, which is the care stage.
Ta-da! Good job. You
All right.
managed to shake it off, and as Ataran pulls out the antidote for you, you realize, you know what? I don't think I need it.
I'm good.
I feel okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good.
Thank you, Atron. The poison was weaker than I thought.
Good.
Okay,
They are
look
small
around.
spiders, I guess,
Dead
comparatively.
spiders.
Those were
Smush-
not small spiders. They were
Smush
huge.
garden. A little bit on fire.
There are bigger. There's entire forests of larger, more dangerous spiders, unfortunately.
These spiders were almost the size of Bardoff, and he's a big boy.
Are you okay, Hap? You did
No! I
Uh,
mean, I think I'm okay.
well. Ataran kind of like pulls their head back as you bark at them.
I'm sorry. I don't like spiders.
I understand.
Yes.
Okay.
She has no idea that she burned Alhara. She has no idea.
Atron
Yeah.
steps back a bit. Well, we did not expect spiders, so there are still wasps and mephits to deal with. Perhaps we should have you bandage up, Darius, before we go in.
Yes. Now I will do treat wounds. Is that different than battle medicine?
I think you still have
That
to
the
wait
wait
an hour.
You still
Okay.
have
Yeah.
to wait an hour.
Yeah.
Yep. That is actually number one on the errata that is going to be changed. There is an answer to it, but they're not giving it yet.
It's getting changed.
No, people, it's I won't get into it. It's the second largest thread on Paizo.com of how treat wounds in battle medicine because they
Because they what? You're cutting out. You might not even be here anymore. Is everybody else here? Somebody else say something. I see Rob.
I don't
I'm
know.
here.
Okay. So all we heard was because blank.
No, I was just saying it's like one of the second longest running threads on Paizo.com because if you read battle medicine and treat wounds, they contradict each other. So people are always trying to make it work the way they
Yeah.
want.
Battle medicine usually takes a day.
I won't get into it. I've had
After you
long
do it
discussions
once,
with Paizo
But
about
for
this.
me, because I have the Godless Healing feat, I have to just wait an hour.
Yeah, you can do battle medicine once every hour, but treat wounds, you still have to wait an hour as well. So you
Right.
Now, you guys are here. It's up to you. You look around. There's food here. I mean, you even have roasted tomatoes and
That's true.
roasted
That's true.
roasted pumpkins. So you're not in a huge rush.
Well,
It's
here's-
up to you.
Freshly
We
cooked.
could just have lunch.
So here's the thing. Treat wounds is the one that says that you're immune to treat wounds. Battle medicine doesn't say you get to use treat wounds for one action. It says to attempt a medicine check with the same DC as treat wounds and restore a corresponding amount of hit points.
Oh.
But it doesn't say
So
you're immune
it's
to
not
treat wounds.
technically a treat wounds, is what you're saying.
It actually is. Well, that's what everyone's arguing about. But I can't say anything official because they'll get angry at me if I give an official ruling. I'm not allowed to. But you got to wait an hour. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay,
All right.
I'm not officially saying that because I don't have the power. But you're waiting an hour.
Okay.
That's the GM making the call here.
Yeah.
I've had this discussion with multiple people. I know. It's like top of the list. That and the other one we found, which was the cockatrice and the other. There's actually a few monsters because they had one less round of edits. If you really want to get into the nitty gritty.
No, we don't.
Okay. I'll tell you real quick because of the Blizzard last year, they had one less round of edits for the Monster Manual, so there's more more errata for Monster Manual than the other ones. There you go. That's it.
That's what I thought.
Anyhow, what do you want to do? You got a barn.
I mean, we really have no reason not to just wait an hour, right?
What?
Adoran
mean-
moved back, waiting to see what they would do.
We move back.
Oh yeah. So look, there's two different trains of thought here. On one hand, every time Steve runs a game for us, we get into these ridiculous life or death situations that demand we be as tactical as possible. On the other hand, we have a level of role playing to uphold. I don't know how to balance this because the tactical decision is we wait. The role playing decision is we're fine, we move forward.
Why do you say it's I'm doing it? Don't blame me. Blame the
I
game,
mean,
man.
No, I blame
Adoran,
you.
Adoran in character already said, we should wait for you to bandage up. So as far as I'm
Yes,
concerned, it is
we
in
should wait.
character. If there's
I am
no
hurt.
rush to charge in, then in character it makes sense to be careful. And Adoran's already expressed a couple tactical be careful scenarios. So that's what I'm sticking to.
Well, I guess the problem is, how do you explain in a role-playing situation, I have to wait an hour? What does that mean?
I need to rest for a bit.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Says
All right.
Darius.
Yeah.
Actually, you know why? In seriousness, because you need time for the wound to clot. You need time for it to get clean and for the wound to rest. That's like a real
No, I'm
thing.
cleaning it out. I'm cleaning my wound out.
Yeah, and you just
Okay,
need
all right,
time.
let's
and
do
then-
it.
And then you just spend an hour before you feel like you can attempt. You've seen that where you get a cut and then you try to if you get a splinter or something and then it's bleeding and then you got to wait and then you pull it out and I mean that's completely realistic.
That feels good to me. I'm happy to, sit down and wait.
Okay.
Especially after all the life and death situations we have. We can't be too careful,
As we're waiting a full hour for Darius to start feeling better again, Alhara's pacing back and forth and twirling her bow staff around, and then keeps coming back every 5 minutes. You feeling better yet? You okay, brother?
I'm getting there.
Okay. And then she goes back to sort of
Adoran
nervously pacing.
stays next to Darius and kind of stands resolutely and vigilantly looking around, watching carefully, occasionally glancing up to Chilagosh on their shoulder.
Have you ever seen someone like kind of playing with like some looped string, and they like make all these different like patterns with the string, and they push their hand together, like move their fingers and make like a different pattern? Hap is doing that, but with fiery animals, just like making different fiery animals.
What if I just run around the building just to make sure?
Would you
Don't.
carefully look around the
Just
garden in
don't.
case there's anything in there of use or need?
Uh,
I don't know. I think she can handle it.
She can
All
handle
right.
running, but we don't know what's in there. And if there's swarms of wasps, and they get her alone, and we don't hear
Or they
her,
chase you out. Yes, please, if you'd look around the garden. You have good eyes.
Oh, hey, Atran, have you ever seen one of
Alright.
these? And Hap pulls her hands apart, and it's a giraffe made out of fire.
she'll spend the next, let's see, it was 10 minutes to failure to treat wounds, 10 minutes so far, so we'll say the next 40 minutes searching the garden.
Oh, look at this one. This is what a tiger looks like.
well, is the hour up so I can do the check?
Well, what was Alhara going to be doing, actually? Let's back up. So, Alhara
Okay,
was
she
just going
was
to be
just-
walking.
She was
around.
searching the garden.
She's just
Okay.
going to search. I wasn't going to do scouting or anything. I was just going to search
Got
around
it.
because I wanted to, but they said no, stick
She's in
around.
the-
So.
She's in
Okay,
the
you
garden.
search the garden, and sure enough, lots of beautiful tomatoes, potatoes, all this amazing fruits and vegetables. It looks like you destroyed about 70% of it, so good job. But there's 30% still in pretty good shape, and maybe you could salvage a bit more. There is 2 very large double doors leading into the mill proper. That's all you know. Oh, and there is a window right in front of where that spider was.
Oh, I'm going to look through the window, certainly.
Well, in that case, let's do some magic with the lighting, shall we?
If you want to roll me a secret stealth check, that would work too.
So you walk up, sort of push like the bushes and things out of the way. Oops, there went another tomato. Don't worry about it. And you're able to look through. You kind of wipe a little bit of the grime off, and you look into the window. And let's see what you see. You are able to see in pretty well. You see a spacious chamber, 2 stories high, has a well-fitted stone floor. In the center of the space, you see and hear the millstone grinding away as it's rotated by the wooden shaft projecting through the north wall. You also can see a second level overlooking this room way to the west, and you can see barely a table and 4 chairs that are visible near the top, and there's a sturdy ladder to the northwest side. You also see a door to the south, another window, 2 bookcases. But you look around and you see like a wasp here and there, but you only see like 1, just or 2, just a couple just kind of flying around from inside this room.
Like normal sized wasp or
Yeah,
like
like-
dog sized wasp?
That's what I was going to ask. Like giant wasps or like little tiny ones?
You see normal sized little baby wasps just flying around, just a few here and there.
Okay. It doesn't seem to be that big of a deal. Maybe Hap can make some smoke and smoke them out or something. Okay.
I
Well,
can try.
if I don't find anything else interesting in the garden from searching around, then I'll definitely at least report. Yep, appears to be a bunch of wasps inside. Just regular little, tiny little
And
wasps.
that means the methods are hiding, unless you saw them too.
I didn't see them at all. I just saw the wasps.
Yes. They're probably hiding maybe in the back or higher areas like the farm stable that we were at.
Maybe they're hiding in the river.
I would assume they are here. Maybe the bees aggravate them. I do not know.
It's a 2-story building that could be up high. Also, I
Hmm.
was thinking, we've seen water methods, we've seen earth methods, we've seen fire methods. Are there a such thing as like an air or a wind method?
Makes sense.
Maybe there's a tree method.
Steven, what does Ataran know about all the different kinds of methods?
Ataran finally knows something.
Yay!
For the first time, I think, ever, that mephits are elemental creatures. And sure enough, There is one for each element. There's air, fire, earth, and water. You have seen 3 of them so far. What's the chances you'll see a 4th? Who knows?
So Ataran says quickly, there are only 4.
You know they don't get along very well. That they get along with each other, but they have a hard time getting along with air. Doesn't always get along with earth, and they all pick on each other. They're always like fighting, the 4 of them.
Didn't the fire and the earth work together against us?
Kind of, but
They were probably bickering the whole day before we showed up.
if you notice, the earths were hanging out downstairs and the fires were up in the rafters.
They had a job to do, but they weren't going to do it together.
Pretty much.
So yeah, there could be, I don't know, air methods flying around inside there somewhere. From my vantage
Yes.
point looking inside, could I see to the upper floors of the mill?
You saw that there are 2 rooms that you can't see. You saw the open area with the table and chairs, and that looks like a common
Mhm.
area kitchen. And then there's obviously 2 more rooms that are probably bedrooms that are closed.
Okay.
Okay, I'm making this medicine check.
Okay, here we go. What does he get? What does he get? A 5 for an 11. You fail.
Oh well,
Again.
let's do this.
You got potions, you got scrolls, you got hap healing. Hap healing. How about
Yep. Yeah, happy healing.
Let's just wade into battle. If I need it during a fight, do it.
Okay.
Keep your scroll on your bandolier just in case.
I have, instead of like a traditional like flavorful like bandolier, I have a quiver that is specifically made for arrows that I have stuffed scrolls into.
I see. Very good.
Ataran waits.
Daria stands up. It's as good as it's going to get. Let's see what's happening inside.
Very well.
Did you want me to try and smoke them out?
If you can generate smoke enough to fill that whole house, the
Or
whole
would
mill.
that like damage the mill? Isn't smoke damage a thing?
Smoke damage is beyond the worst thing you could ever imagine because it never comes out. It's terrible.
Well, this is a mill, a large mill. Maybe are we doing enough smoke that it will cause damage, or enough just to make the wasps leave?
Surely it's not enough to cause damage.
What's the Pathfinder 2 rule for smoke damage? Find that and we'll apply it.
I don't think there is any.
So it's one of those, you can do it, but oof. It's going to ruin the mill.
Do they want to be stung to death by wasps, or do they want to have a little smoky pillow?
I'm just telling you, whatever you want to do, you do.
I feel
they
the
live in
smoke
the
is
mill?
fine.
Yeah, they live
Yes,
in the
they
mill.
do.
This is their house.
Yeah. All right. I guess Ixnay on this Oaksmay. Let's
Smoke
head
them
in
out.
and
Let's
see what we get. No, we
let's be
shouldn't
safe.
destroy their mill.
We're not lighting it on fire. We're causing smoke to
But
get the
if-
creatures out.
But
Hap
if
also
smoke's-
knows, using her nature, that there's foodstuffs in here and those would all be ruined.
I don't know that the smoke would be very useful. If there are actually air methods, they might have wind abilities that just blow it back in our faces. But we can try if you think that's best, but not
I don't
what
think
I
it's
would
best.
recommend.
No.
Well, there's a 20 nature check. Do I know if wasps will respond to smoke?
It might calm them down a little, but that's actually bees. Now you think about it, wasps are just mean and nasty. It probably
So
won't
there's-
look so great.
Then smoke won't work. Then fine.
Well, insects have, like, they breathe through their exoskeleton. They have, like, these little holes in their thorax, and they open up and they let air come in. So if smoke was to go in that, it would cause a lot of damage.
No, it makes them in panic mode, so the bees eat the honey. Then they
With all due
become
respect,
lethargic.
I think we should go in character.
Well, here's the thing.
Welcome to Pathfinder. Let's
True.
do it.
All right, do whatever you want. But it's a 35 by 35 2-story building. I have a feeling it'll
Would
take
take
a
a
while,
lot.
but like it's almost setting the garden on fire type level of smoke to get them out. But it's
Yeah,
like,
I'm feeling like we shouldn't do that.
Let's not light anything on fire.
We'll just walk in and cast burning hands on the swarms.
I know,
Yep.
but that's like a little bit of fire and a little bit of smoke, as opposed to like, hey, let's see how much green we can smoke up and get into their house.
Oh, I'm being sarcastic. A 15-foot cube is not a little bit of fire. That's a lot of fire. Or that's not cube, 15-foot cone. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's instant. And it's magic, so it has no smoke. It's smokeless fire.
Until things burn. Okay, let's go to the door.
Yeah.
Let's just
Yeah, go to the door.
double
Go to
doors
the
in
doors.
in here.
Garden,
Double
right?
doors.
Double door.
Double
because then we can
doors.
sort of open them up all at once and head right in. Otherwise, the outside door might restrict us quite a bit.
Well, you go up to the double doors. They appear to be unlocked.
Unlocked. Very good.
There is a door over here. Ataran points to the wall here.
Do
Yes,
you
there is a
think
door.
that's a better way to go in?
I cannot say I have ever been in a mill, so I do not know.
Then we will go in the larger way, I guess.
Are you afraid of some insects lying in ambush for us at one door? They're both the same. What does it matter?
Darius will put his hand on the door, on the door knob. Look at Alhara and back at his friends. Let's see how this goes.
Mm-hmm.
And he opens the door very quickly and jumps in. Ha ha! Wasps!
Do you say wasps as you open the door?
I shouted, wasps! Aha! Come, wasps!
You throw open the doors. You run in, and you're like, wasps, come at thee.
Ataran looks at Hap quizzically.
Ooh, ooh, there they are.
And then up in the north corner, way in the north.
Holy crap!
Run away!
Look at the size of that thing!
way in the north, in the ceiling, which was out of sight from the window, you see a massive wasp nest and a huge swarm of wasps. That was way off in the corner, so you couldn't see it unless you went to the southern window, but you didn't. You went to the eastern window, and suddenly, as you barge in, the wasps angrily swarm towards Darius and Alhara.
Roll for combat!
That's it, because we got to stop.
Are you kidding me? See, this is why you should let me scout places.
I was fine to let you scout.
Wasped.
You would have gotten methaded real hard.
Or combat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com. You've been listening to Roll for Combat. You rolled a podcast critical success.